Hey Etsy sellers! At Craft Ranker, we've worked with a lot of people who ask us, should I form an LLC for my Etsy business? What are the pros and cons? And how do I form an LLC at all? So we want to answer those questions for you here today. First question, why should an Etsy seller form an LLC?
We're going to talk about business structure. And business structure, how your business is set up, is really important because it affects your bottom line. It affects how much money you pay in taxes, how much money you pay for supplies, even, and how much you take home at the end of the day. So the first thing that I want to talk about here is really how you're going to set up your business in the eyes of the IRS and in the eyes of other business entities that interact with your business. This is a question that a lot of Etsy owners have when they're starting out and they're starting to get serious about selling on Etsy. This designation is going to, like I said, affect your growth potential, affect your bottom line. And it's worth thinking about. A lot of people want to skip over this because it is like, especially at first, it's like, I'm super small. This isn't even a real business. It's a hobby. Like, do I really need this or not? And I just want to say up front that the answer is yes. You do. You do not have to be a registered business to sell on Etsy. You can classify all of that income as self-employment incomes. Schedule C is what it's called. But creating an LLC for yourself, designating your business it's a limited liability company as early as possible once you've started selling on Etsy, especially if you do have dreams to grow and you want to be making more sales and earning more income from Etsy, that's really important to turn your business into a sustainable entity that's going to be able to grow with you and serve you. And the sooner you do that, the better. Really quick caveat here, I'm not an accountant. Make sure you work with an accountant whenever possible if you are going to be making big changes. What does limited liability company mean? LLC, it's just the most common basic business designation that you can have, essentially. It's very common for a reason. It means, again, that you personally, as the owner of your business, can't be sued, and that your personal assets are never going to be at risk if you accrue debts or get into other entanglements, as part of your business.
Besides protecting you as an individual, LLCs also come with a lot of other perks like tax advantages, business credit cards, and wholesale discounts on supplies. Plus, having your own LLC helps others take your business more seriously, and it can really boost your brand. First, you're going to want to go to your state's Secretary of State website and find the section where you can register a business.
You're going to have to pay to file. It's really not very expensive and costs vary by state, but you should expect to pay around $100.
After registering your LLC, you're going to want to apply for an EIN, an Employee Identification Number, through the IRS. This is also sometimes called your tax ID, and you're also going to need to apply for a seller's permit through the state government website, whatever your state is, since you're selling products to customers. Every state is different when it comes to the seller's permit, so make sure you Google seller's permit and your state name for instructions.
Yeah, I know these are a lot of acronyms, but your LLC is your company, your EIN is your employer identification number. That's the number that you get that verifies that you are an entity that, is an official business. That's the process of setting up your LLC, of making yourself official and getting access to great wholesale prices. Those are two really important benefits. On the tax end of things, when you're going to be filing your taxes as an LLC for the first time, it's really simple.
If you are a sole proprietor, which means you're the only member of your LLC, you can report your income from your LLC on your personal tax forms under Schedule C. For LLCs with more than one member, like if you have a business partner or employees, you're going to want to talk to an accountant about how to report your taxes because it gets a little more complicated after that. But most Etsy sellers are going to be sole proprietors, which makes tax time not easy exactly, but no more difficult than it was before with just your personal taxes.
That's all about LLCs. form an LLC. It's going to benefit you in a lot of ways, and it's really easy. And once you jump through the little hoops, you don't really have to do much. If, you might have to file yearly to check a box to say, yes, I still have this LLC, but that's it. You don't have to pay any more fees surrounding the LLC itself. So happy selling, and thanks so much for joining us today.